Hello, my beautiful and wonderful friends. I ask myself before I start, I say, okay, Charmaine, are you ready? Just to get the jitters off. And then I find out that I am. So here I am, aka Spoestistry Rhyme, with another poem for you that's very, very, very special to me. And first off, I'd like to say thank you for listening, for taking the time out to say, I like, and all that good stuff. I appreciate that. So I want to give you this poem because it has such a significant meaning to me. And as always, I like to give some sort of meaning or some sort of interpretation so that you'll know where I'm going with it. And as I have written it, and the inspiration that sparked into my soul. So I want to tell you a little bit about it first. You know how it is when you're young or when you're not so young. I'll top it off as being hard-headed and you don't listen to what people that love you try to tell you to help you, to keep you from harm's way, keep you from danger, those seen and unseen. Specifically, my grandmother, when I was younger, oh, I would say about 21, 22 years old, she would say, baby, don't think because I'm older, I don't know something, because I do. The problem is that, will you listen to what I know that may help you? There's a rhyme in that as well. But I would sit there and I would listen and I would take heed. And sometimes I didn't, because sometimes you have to bump your own head in order for things to make sense to you in life. But still, somewhere in the back of your mind, you say to yourself, well, if I just had listened to her or listened to him, maybe I wouldn't end up in the state of mind or the place that I am. So she would say, automatically, because I am older, I do know something more than you. And she did. So that's where this poem came from. But this poem is talking about an older person, whether it be a man or a woman, and it's talking about their life that they're trying to give to you so that you would know. Don't make the mistakes that I did. You don't have to. Sometimes it's okay to just listen, which brings me to the title of this poem. And it's called Just Listen. And it's deep, and it's serious, and it's meaningful, and it's real. It happens every day to each and every one of us in one way or another. But I do know one thing. Sometimes the avoidance can be just as great if we listen. So I'm going to get right to it because it's called Just Listen. And it's a little bit lengthy because every word that was given, I could not reject it from God because He wanted me to say it all. So I'm going to breathe and then I'm going to talk about just listen. And here it goes. I know I should have listened. It would have saved so much time. But I chose this monster ball to take that would make me lose all that was mine. Hell, I started acting up in school. Had no interest at all in learning. My teachers had had enough of me, baby, and gave me F, F, F for my earnings. But there you were, my confidant, my true and loyal friend. But all you handed me was this note that I threw away time and time again. Well, obviously I didn't graduate, so who cares to walk down an aisle? I wasn't impressed by it at all. Baby, I wanted to do me for a while. Mom and Pops were quite upset and told me to leave their home, but not before giving me a message from a friend that I had known. Enraged, I crumbled it in my hand, and baby, I threw it on the floor. And I left the ones who loved me most to an open but yet closed door. The streets became my family, and the drugs were my domain. Every part of me was strangely filled with hurt and pain. I was an addict of the streets, stricken by the devil's charms, who placed his needles firmly in me, in both my left and right arm. I had neither food nor shelter, and stealing became my sin. And then I saw my past walking up. It was my old friend. He said, "Take this note, my brother, and be showing to do what it says. It's the only thing that'll keep you safe from you counting your own days." I didn't listen. I should have listened. Baby, I just didn't take the time. Oh God, help me. My life's out of control. Murder is now my crime. But the punishment had been set for me. I was truly going to die. How sad it was that I could not see all the prayers floating by. Well, there I lay on that cold bed, and firmly they strapped me in place. Nothing could save my poor soul, not even the Master's grace. But before my brain had closed my heart, I came to realize it was your holy face that I saw. And to you, I apologize. Now I'm laid down to rest, wouldn't you know it, in an unmarked grave. Chances of saying I'm sorry, Mama, couldn't take the place of how I behaved. "My son," he said, "why didn't you come to me with his arms stretched open and wide? 'Tis I that gives light so the blind can see, and place you by my side. But my voice questioned your heart, and you needed more proof. To my angel that was sent to you, both with salvation and with truth. My friend tried to tell me, Lord, was he the anointed one? Yes, my child, it was he. And he too is my son. My message has been with you every step of your way. In hope and in faith, you needed only to pray. The hurt and pain that once covered your eyes is now sealed with forgiveness. There's no compromise. Lord, forgive me for the things that I have done. By all accounts, I am a Christian. And for those of you that don't know, when life has you strapped and stricken, stop. Take time. Baby boy, breathe and just listen. Ooh, ooh. You just have to breathe and take a little time and know that things are not always as they seem. They can be better. By the old folks' standards, you don't always have to follow the crowd. Let the crowd follow you in goodness. That's my point. One I love so very, very much because it reaches the masses, because we're in a trying time right now in this world on every end. But one thing I know for sure, if you just think a little bit harder about what you're doing, if it don't seem right, don't do it. Just listen. I'm Spoestistry, and I hope that you enjoyed this time with this rhyme. I'll see you on the flip side. Let it be a good side. I love you. Talk to you soon.